Hello friends, let us now learn about the Bartter syndrome. Bartter syndrome is an ion transporter defect. This occurs mainly in the ascending limb of loop of Henle. Whenever there is a defect in the transporter in the ascending limb of loop of Henle, it causes Bartter syndrome. So this Bartter syndrome is ascending limb of loop of Henle, and this is of 5 types. This is of 5 types. Mainly, if you see type 1, so this is the lumen and this is the blood. Okay. First, in type 1, there is defect in the transport of sodium, potassium, chloride to transporter. That is NKCl2 transporter, which is sodium, potassium, chloride co-transporter 2. Normally, it will help in sodium, potassium and chloride, that is 2-chloride influx. It will help in reabsorption of sodium, potassium and 2-chloride. But if there is defect in this reabsorption of sodium, potassium and 2-chloride, this will result in type 1 Bartter's syndrome. Then, so as a result, the sodium, potassium, chloride are not reabsorbed, so they are excreted in the urine. Okay. Now, then type 2. In type 2, there is a channel called as ROMK. There is no need to know the full form, but it is apical potassium channel or renal outer medullary potassium channel. ROMK, which is renal outer medullary potassium channel. This will help in excretion of potassium normally. Normally, potassium is secreted into the lumen through this renal outer medullary potassium channel. But now, because of this defect in renal outer medullary potassium channel, it will result in type 2 Bartter syndrome. As a result, this potassium is excreted. Next we have one more channel, but this channel is now present in the basolateral membrane. That is here. Okay, this channel is called as Cl channel Kb. That is, this is chloride channel Kb. That is Barton chloride channel. We can also call this as Barton chloride channel. This Barton chloride channel will help in reabsorption of chloride. This Barton chloride channel or chloride channel Kb helps in reabsorption of chloride. Whenever there is a defect in this Barton chloride channel, this will cause type 3 Bartter's syndrome. Then we have so because of this, there is no chloride reabsorption, so chloride is excreted. Then we have the 4th type of Bartter syndrome, which is again in the basolateral side, where this is also a type of Barton chloride channel, but here it is Barton chloride ClC Kb subunit. It is a subunit of Barton's channel. Even this will help in reabsorption of chloride. Whenever there is a defect in this reabsorption of chloride, this will result in type 4 Bartter syndrome. Okay. Then we have type 5 Bartter syndrome. In type 5 Bartter syndrome, here this occurs in the basolateral membrane only. Here we have a receptor called as calcium sensing receptor. Whenever there is mutation in this calcium sensing receptor, actually this calcium sensing receptor will cause reabsorption of calcium. But now, due to the defect in this calcium sensing receptor, it will result in type 5 Bartter's syndrome. So these are the different types of Bartter syndrome. Right? So, because of this Bartter syndrome, what ions are lost in the urine? If you see in the urine, sodium, potassium, right, they are not reabsorbed, so they are lost in the urine. Chloride is lost in the urine, and also calcium is lost in the urine, right? So because of this Bartter syndrome, in the urine we have increased sodium, increased potassium, increased chloride, increased calcium lost in the urine. So in the blood we have hyponatremia, hypokalemia, hypocalcemia, and hypocalcemia is present. So there is sodium and chloride wasting occurs, and there is hypercalciuria occurs. Because this calcium is increased in the urine, this will predispose to the formation of renal stones. Okay, this will predispose to the formation of renal stones. So the patients here presents this Bartter syndrome is a congenital condition. So in this Bartter syndrome, the patient's presentation is mainly in the neonatal period or in the childhood period. In the early childhood or neonatal period, the children present to us. So here they present to us with polyuria, because along with these ions, even water, these ions take water also along with them. Because they take water also along with them, so this will result in polyuria. Because of polyuria, the baby will have polydipsia also, and there is hypokalemia, hypochloremia, and because there is, along with K+, some of the H+ ions is lost in the urine also. Because of the loss of H+ ions in the urine, there is metabolic alkalosis occurs. There is metabolic alkalosis occurs in the body. There is decreased concentrating ability of the kidney also. Then the baby also presents with hypomagnesemia. The reason for hypomagnesemia is not known, but there is decreased magnesium in the blood is seen. That is, hypomagnesemia is seen. And one more thing, in the Bartter syndrome, there is one more important thing where there is increased production of PGE2. Because of this increased production of PGE2, this Bartter syndrome also has association with hyperprostaglandin E2 syndrome. This is also called as hyperprostaglandin E2 syndrome, because there is increased production of prostaglandins. Because of this increased production of prostaglandins, the baby has failure to thrive, fever, vomiting, and diarrhea. Right? Now, this type 4 is associated with sensory neural hearing loss, and this type 4 is associated with sensory neural hearing loss. Okay. Then this type 3 is intermediate between the Bartter's and Gitelman syndrome. So it has a little similarities between the Bartter's and Gitelman syndrome. Okay. So these are the different important things of Bartter syndrome. Now, how are we going to treat this Bartter syndrome? Number one, we will have to give the supplementations which were lost. We will have to give potassium supplementation, magnesium supplementation should be given. And one important thing is here, because there is increased production of PGE2, here we can give NSAIDs. These NSAIDs will block the PGE2 and will prevent the symptoms like fever, diarrhea, which occur due to PGE2 syndrome. So this is the complete overview on Bartter syndrome. Thank you for watching my lecture. Thank you.